Hey everybody, I'm Jay, and this is the 2016 Toyota Land Cruiser. Now, I am sure everyone here has heard of the Toyota Land Cruiser. They have probably seen many of them on the road over the years, but I don't think enough of you have actually been up close in person. So today I am going to unbox this Land Cruiser for you. I'm going to show you what everything does, and it's literally going to be as if you are inside of the vehicle yourself. I'm also going to talk about the future of big luxury SUVs, the details of the Land Cruiser inside and out, many of its luxury features, its off-roading and towing capabilities, its cargo space, engine and transmission, and some things what I liked and didn't like. So let's get started. Now, the Toyota Land Cruiser, it first came out in the early 1950s, so that's why you're familiar with it. There are a lot of them still on the road today. And unlike other vehicles that are now crossovers, even though they look like SUVs, the Land Cruiser is a true off-road capable vehicle. It has full-time four-wheel drive. It has an 8,100-pound towing capability. That is literally a speedboat. And it just, it's one of these vehicles that it's very purposely built. And over the years, it's just become more and more premium and luxurious. Now, when you want to go off-road in a Land Cruiser, you won't have that many problems at all. Some of the features that it comes standard with, it has a locking limited slip differential, something that the Toyota calls a kinetic dynamic suspension system, multi-terrain select, hill start assist, and the crawl control. And crawl is it's basically off-roading cruise control. You have that also available in the smaller Toyota Tacoma pickup truck, and as well as the Toyota 4Runner and basically all other Toyota off-road SUVs, which it is a great system. Now, looking at the design of the exterior here, it's, again, like I said, it's very purposefully built. It's very handsome looking, and I really like it. Looking at it, it's got these big 18-inch wheels, LED headlights, LED daytime running lights, fog lights, the works. And I think it painted in this, this dark burgundy color. It just looks really nice. But a lot of people are, they ask me a lot, do I even really need an off-road capable SUV? And the answer is that really depends. Do you live in a part of the country or world where off-roading is required on a regular basis? Do you need to tow a lot? Do you own a boat, etc.? If you say no to those questions, then you're probably not going to need a Land Cruiser or any SUV for that matter, even though they're a lot of fun to have and drive. You could easily get by with a crossover or a smaller SUV instead. But for those who do have a certain lifestyle and they want to go about that lifestyle in luxury and style, the Land Cruiser is one of the top choices out there today. Now, you can tell the quality and the premium of the Land Cruiser the moment you step inside. It's got seating for 8. Everything is covered in leather. The front seats are heated and cooled. Even the second row seats are heated. It's just really premium throughout, and that is something we've come to expect from Toyota. I think one of the best parts about Toyota is that the moment you go to buy one, you're getting a very high quality product. They're very reliable, and Toyota, it stands behind its cars. Now, looking at the second row seats here, the first thing that came to my mind was you have these extra screens on the seat backs right in front of the passengers, and that's really cool. That's a newer feature that's come on to SUVs just in the past several years, but in this case, they're 11-inch screens with a DVD and HDMI system. It's, Toyota wants their passengers to go everywhere in absolute comfort. Even the third row, which can seat three, I found it to be really comfortable. More leather. You obviously don't have the TV screens facing you, but that's not a problem here. And just looking at this overall, the dash layout, it's very simple. It's and straightforward, and I really like that. And that's just a testament to Toyota knowing how to build a quality SUV. Even without all the luxury features, this interior design is top notch. And personally, if it were up to me, if Toyota did not offer the leather seats, I really wouldn't take them. I would much rather have something in the Jeep Wrangler Limited that I just reviewed not long ago. They're high quality cloth seats with leather trim. I think when you go off roading, you're gonna probably come back inside your vehicle dirty, and I wouldn't want to get my leather seats all dirty. So let's start up the engine here, see how that sounds. Right, so that was the sound of Toyota's naturally aspirated 5.7 liter V8. It has a total of 381 horsepower and 401 pound-feet of torque. It is paired to an 8-speed automatic transmission. In fact, Toyota just updated this transmission just in the past model year, I believe, so it's a little bit more fuel efficient than before. It shifts a little bit better than the previous unit, and it's really nice to see Toyota just perfecting this vehicle over the years. Now, also bear in mind, this current generation of Land Cruiser originally launched back in 2007, so it's just undergone facelifts ever since. And that 8-speed transmission is just an example of a great update. And like I was saying before, with this interior, it's very straightforward. You got this great 9-inch high-res screen, the Entune premium audio system with 14 speakers. You also have Bluetooth, Siri steering wheel controls, and just, it's the works. Again, with this, the infotainment system here, I always say, Toyota makes a really, really good system. I've seen many infotainment systems, and Toyota's is right up there. I think, in my opinion, Fiat Chrysler, believe it or not, actually makes the best one. It's called Uconnect, but Toyota's is also excellent. It's not at all complicated. It's very straightforward. I didn't experience any sort of rebooting issues. I know that happens to a lot of people, such as Ford's sync system. I knew many examples of when that system just completely froze, and that is not good, but here I didn't experience anything of the sort. You also have this really nice, 4-zone climate control system. Even the rear seat passengers, specifically the second row seats, they can control their own audio. You also have a backup camera. Now, it's hard to believe that only a few years ago, no cars had backup cameras. And when you have something as big as this Land Cruiser, that backup camera is really going to come in handy no matter what, if you're just parking or just trying to go in reverse. Very, very nice to have. So, when it comes to safety, Toyota has always been very good about it. I know a few years ago there was that little Toyota scandal that happened regarding the unintended acceleration. Fortunately, the Land Cruiser here was not affected by that, so no need to be concerned. It's really a thing of the past now. But for safety, the Land Cruiser, it comes with a pre-collision warning system, all this pedestrian detection, lane departure alert, dynamic radar cruise control, dual front airbags, side airbags, even knee airbags for the front passengers. Also, a blind spot monitoring system. I think that's really, really good to have in a big SUV. You got to be careful when switching lanes or even just doing any sort of maneuvering in traffic. It's good to know the other vehicles that are out there in such a big car yourself. Also, because the Land Cruiser, because it has that 8,100 pound towing capacity, Toyota installed a system called the trailer sway control. It pretty much it's a computer system that makes the vehicle much more stable while towing a trailer. Very self-explanatory, but driving with a trailer, as I've done before, it can actually be really, really difficult, and it does take some skill. Having this feature makes that much, much better for the driver.
Pardon? Paused. Please push the talk switch to resume.
I also like the feel of this steering wheel. It has this nice mix of leather and wood, and it's just nice. Everything is quality. I didn't notice any faulty stitching in the leather, no matter where I looked. It's again, it's just that Toyota premium quality that they always do so well. And all of the interior plastics, they're not any of that hard, kind of hollow feeling stuff. Everything was very soft touch. And that's something that Toyota's kind of become, the standard bearer for. Now, this is something else I want to bring up. The sunroof. Yes, I know it's just a sunroof. However, in a $27,000 Kia Soul, which I previously unboxed for you as well, there was a panoramic sunroof. Here, it's just a unit right above the driver and front seat passenger. Now, Toyota, you should take note about this. If Kia can manage a panoramic sunroof and a $27,000 Soul, there is no reason why you can't do the same in a Land Cruiser. Now, I made the same criticism about the Infiniti XQ80. Again, I don't think there's any excuse, considering the pricing of this vehicle as well as the Infiniti, that a panoramic sunroof cannot be at least offered. I know it requires major engineering and structural changes, but I think Toyota can afford to do that. Okay, so, let's talk the competition. There's not that many of these very big, naturally aspirated V8 SUVs still on the market. Today, they are considered gas guzzlers, and even though gas is getting cheaper again, I know for a fact that a lot of people they try to avoid spending as much money on gas as possible. So, the competition. Again, as I previously mentioned, the Infiniti XQ80, great vehicle. I really recommend my unboxing video about that. There's also the Cadillac Escalade, which I'm sure everyone is very familiar with. I see them on the road everywhere. There's also the Lincoln Navigator, the Range Rover Sport, and believe it or not, the Mercedes G-Wagon, which that's actually very rare. It's almost a military vehicle, but I still love that. Now, what's also interesting is that Lexus makes its own version of the Land Cruiser. It's called the LX570. It has that kind of funky Darth Vader look Lexus design that they're doing, especially in that front grille area. I don't know if I'm the biggest fan of it, but, that's what Lexus is doing. But what's interesting is that it's literally the same vehicle as the Land Cruiser, except for a slightly different exterior and a few interior options, and yet it costs even more money. So, let's talk pricing. Now, a Toyota Land Cruiser today has a base price of $83,825. The vehicle you're looking at here came to a total of $84,820. Now, there's not a whole lot of features offered in it, so the price is roughly the price that you see. But that Lexus LX570, that costs about $90,000. So I really don't see the justification of spending an extra $5 or $6 grand on literally the same vehicle. The only reason is if you just have to have a Lexus or you really prefer the styling. to each their own, I guess. Something else I want to point out with this Land Cruiser here is that compared to the Infiniti XQ80, the second and third row seats, they're manually operated. They fold flat just by pulling a little notch there. In the Infiniti, they're actually electronic, which I don't know if I'm the biggest fan of. I think anything that's electronic eventually might break, and when something is this much more manual here, it's going to be much better. But I really like the way those those third row seats fold right to the sides. It just allows for so much space in this thing. It's literally, you can get everything in here, from camping gear to buying a new grill, anything. You will never ever be lacking space in a Toyota Land Cruiser. Now, those are just my camera bags. Already, it just takes up a fraction of the space available. And another interesting thing, the Land Cruiser you see here, it's not even sold outside of the US. What the Land Cruiser is in overseas markets, it's actually the Lexus GS, which is a great SUV, but it is a bit smaller. All right, everybody, I only had 16 minutes or so today. If you have any more questions, leave them for me in the comments. I promise to answer them. Be sure to read the upcoming full review of the Toyota Land Cruiser at carbuzz.com, and be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Until next time, everybody, thanks so much for watching.